This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is not America's Sweetheart, Davian. And
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy Jane.
This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
What's crack-a-lacking, my alcoholics? It is I, Dr. Cool Jay Klang, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Hello?
Yeah. Hello, and welcome to the show at Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I am, of course, your host, James J., and it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the coolest cat in the country, the headmaster of hip, the ringleader of rad, the man with the mastery of badassery, the dopest dude in the dungeon, the owner of Hotel Coolifornia, Dr. Cool Jay Klang.
What's crack-a-lacking, my alcoholics? Man, what an introduction. That was absolutely fantastic. One of the coolest introductions I could have gotten. You got all my nicknames down, all my monikers down. That was sweet. Thank you.
Well, we like to do it big here on Wrestling With.
I hear you, absolutely.
And I've been no bigger than Dr. Cool himself, right?
That is true. That is darn true.
And if everybody wants to see you in all your coolness, where's the next place you're going to be?
Next place I'm going to be, I will be at Creative Pros Holiday Toy Drive in Lynbrook, New York, December 8th and 9th in Columbus. I'm going to be wrestling there. Donate 2 action figures to get in. There are no tickets. Just bring 2 action figures to the show, and that's how you'll get in. That's how you'll get your seat. On social medias, at Dr. Cool Klang on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Dr. Cool J Klang on YouTube, if that's what you're looking for. But there you go. That's what's coming up for. Those are the appointments that are on Dr. Cool's schedule in the near future.
All right, and you don't even need to go look for Dr. Cool's social media and merchandise. All of the links will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much.
Of course. Now you work for Creative Pro and BPW. Can you tell us about your relationship with those companies?
Well, I started at Creative Pro about 2 years ago, September 29th, 2020. That was the first day I started training in wrestling. Creative Pro is my home school, and I've been there for a little over 2 years now. Got on their shows back when they first started running live shows again after the pandemic. The pandemic was pretty much over with, and since then I've been having a great time doing shows there, wrestling the guys in the locker room. A couple months ago, I was in a 6-man tag match with Bully Ray, and that was an incredible experience. I've competed for championships with Creative Pro. Just overall an excellent experience. I couldn't ask for a better wrestling school to have started out with. With BPW, that was the first place outside of CAP where I went out and tried to get booked for and do ring crew for, and I'm glad that paid off, because at this point I'm a consistent part of the roster, and I'm doing the shows pretty consistently and frequently, and I'm very glad that it worked out like that. They're 2 of my favorite places to wrestle for.
Now you just mentioned that you started in September of 2020?
I did.
So you started training right in the midst of the pandemic and all that bad stuff.
That is true.
What was...
I'm a risk taker.
Oh, was it because I know that the pandemic hit New York really hard. So was that kind of the midst of everything, or was it kind of things were kind of settling down? Like, what was that era part like? That era.
Um, so I guess the height of it was like back when it first started, back in March or April or May.
Yeah.
I'd say at the point where I started, it was like at that point no shows were really being run. Like Cap wasn't doing any live shows. VPW wasn't doing any live shows. A lot of local places and places like in the Northeast weren't really doing any shows at the time. It was like getting a little bit better, but it was in that era of the pandemic was still going on. Like I remember I started college around that time, and I had a couple in-person classes, but a lot of them were online for the first 2 semesters. So at this point, it was still kind of people were still dealing with the pandemic and doing all that kind of stuff.
Now, is it equal parts frustrating because you're obviously ready to a degree, but it's also beneficial because you have that extra time to maybe train a little bit more where you won't have if there wasn't a pandemic?
I think I don't think it hurt my career that the pandemic happened because I showed up to class regularly. I was very consistent when the pandemic first started. So I feel like I got my training in. I got the beginning experience that I needed to be where I'm at today. And even though there weren't like a whole lot of shows at times, at this point now I'm going out there and trying to put myself out there more and wrestle more on the weekends and in front of live crowds. So I don't really think it hurt me in any way. I'm not all that frustrated that it happened. It was tough. It was tough for not just wrestlers, but like everyone in the world. So I think at this point it worked out fine in my favor. So I can't say that I'm frustrated about it.
Right. Now, and what are you going to college for? You're already a doctor.
Yeah, all right, you know what? Scratch that. I didn't say that. That was out of character. Just cut that out or something. I'm kidding.
What makes you think I edit this? Alright, onto some good stuff. You mentioned it, you teamed with Bully Ray and, to a lesser degree, Phil Cardigan. What was that experience like, obviously being in the ring with, a legend, a ECW alumni, all that good stuff?
Yeah, it was a surreal experience. He was the first, I guess, big wrestling name that I've been in a match with, and it was a surreal experience. Just even me and Phil being in there when Bully was making his entrance. He's really good. He was super fun to wrestle with. It's one of my favorite matches of the year for sure, of my career. That being said, it was such a cool experience. Like he was one of the guys that I watched as a kid. I still watch now. He's a TV star, obviously, and it's something that I was super grateful to be a part of.
Oh, for sure. You Team 3D, correct?
That's true. Yeah, Team 3D.
And you did What's Up, and that was awesome as well.
Yeah, glad to do all the good old Team 3D shticks, I guess you could say. I got get the tables, and I gave Bully Ray a pair of sunglasses. So.
All right. Now can
Actually, sorry to cut you off. No, it wasn't a pair of sunglasses. It was a pair of sunglasses with the lens popped out and then a piece of tape in the middle. So it was sunglasses, but it ended up being just fake glasses. All right, keep going. That's all I had to say.
I'm pretty sure he has a couple paragos.
Well, yeah, that was the point. That was the point.
Alright, can you tell us about your rivalry with Johnny Class?
Yeah, that was a long rivalry, wasn't it? It was we had five matches over the course of 5 consecutive Create a Pro live events. They were all different match types. One was a 6-man tag. We had a lumberjack match. We had a fatal 4-way for the Cap title. We had the King of Cap Battle Royal, and we had the Mayhem Medal, which was in July. It spanned from December to July, which is like, what is that, 8 months?
Yeah.
That's a pretty hefty rivalry. I think it's funny how that worked out. I don't know if that was the plan. I think the main rivalry was from the lumberjack match at Intoxication, and that was a lot of fun. The Fatal 4-Way was a lot of fun. It was a pleasure working with him and learning from him. He's a great wrestler, and I think we tied it up. We tied the rivalry pretty nicely after the Mayhem Medal when we rejoiced in the ring with a good old hug.
So the rivalry is kind of put on hold for now.
I think the rivalry is done. I think we've went our separate ways. We've come to a mutual understanding of respect. I think at this point, we've been through hell and back together. We've been through hell and back, gone through lumberjack matches, battle royals, fatal 4-ways, title matches. It's been one wild ride, and I think at this point it's just a mutual sign of respect. We understand one another.
It's time to beat somebody else up.
Exactly, yeah.
Speaking of rivalries and maybe not mutual respect, or if there ever will be respect between you, can you tell us about the Battle of Hotel Coolifornia?
Oh, man. The Battle of Hotel Coolifornia. I mean, I'd say it's the comeback story of the year. A four-part epic on the Dr. Cool channel. Dr. Cool Jay Klang on YouTube. Once you're done with this podcast, if you're going on a Dr. Cool marathon, let me suggest, starting off, we have The Haunting of Dr. Cool at Excite Wrestling. That's part 1. Then we have Crazy Cool Parties, Can They Coexist? That's part 2. Then The Journey of Dr. Cool to VPW, part 3. And then the epic, the fantastic, the marvelous finale in the Battle of Hotel Coolifornia. And, you know, we were talking about rivalries with Johnny Clash. The rivalry with Mike Anthony, between Dr. Cool and Mike Anthony's, dare I say, it may go down in history. It may go down in history, and I do not want to spoil, I don't want to spoil the ending, but I do not want to spoil the ending, but all of the 4 parts, the 4-part vlog series, the mini series, it's a roller coaster ride of emotions. You're going to be happy, you're going to be sad, you're going to be laughing, you're going to be crying, you're going to be depressed, you're going to be anxious, you're going to be excited, enthused. It is a roller coaster ride of emotions, dare I say the King de Ka of emotional instability.
And we're not talking about, when we talk about mental instability, we're not talking about Mike Anthony, correct?
Mike Anthony is, can I curse on here?
Yes,
or is it
say whatever the fuck you want.
Mike Anthony is one crazy motherfucker, and I hope to never deal with that rat bastard again.
Well, I do.
I'll
Continue.
I'll give it to him. He made my life a living hell at one point. It was dark times for Dr. Cool, but he's my greatest rival of all time. I will say that. I will say that.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about it without getting into maybe specific details because you don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it yet. I do highly recommend it as well. I will put the whole Hotel Coolifornia Chronicles in the description of the video below so you can check it out after the interview.
Thank you so much for that. And if there are spoilers in the rest of this video, just be warned. Perhaps you go watch those 4 episodes first and then come to this. I don't know. We'll just see how the rest of this goes.
Yeah,
we'll just see how the rest of this goes.
When did you kind of find out that, because it was more or less a travel vlog, when did you kind of see it shifting more into a web series?
Well, I don't really know. I mean, when the Dr. Cool vlog first started, I'm just Dr. Cool Jay Klang on the road. I don't really like to. I mean, I guess it's behind the vlogs at first were behind the scenes, and then I don't know if I like to do I ever like to do like the traditional behind the scenes vlogs. I kind of like being Dr. Cool in character and kind of as if it's a Dr. Cool vlog as opposed to a me as a person vlog. And then this summer when the haunting of Dr. Cool started, I suppose, you know, Mike Anthony, I never know what he's up to. He started haunting my hotel. That's a bit of a sneak peek of the first part in the 4-part series. But he started haunting my hotel, and I guess it just translated over to the vlogs, and it became a bit of a cinematic masterpiece, if I don't say myself.
Oh, well, absolutely. You had me, like you said, on edge the whole time. On the edge of my seat. Was there anything that didn't make it to the episodes, like deleted scenes or anything that, like that you did want in there but didn't make it for whatever reason?
Yeah, we had a blooper reel. Before I get into the deleted scene, we did have a blooper reel. And the full video is also on YouTube. It's about, I think it's like 18 minutes long. It's longer than part 1. It's longer than The Haunting of Dr. Cool. But it's a damn good blooper reel. And at the end of it is one deleted scene that we had that, I guess, like, we didn't put it in just because the lighting was kind of bad. Basically what happens in the scene, you can go see it for yourself, but, you know, at the time when we were recording it, I trusted Mike Anthony. Right? I thought you know what, you can't really trust Mike Anthony, can you? But me, Dante, and Mike had a match coming up at Blitzkrieg. We had a 6-man tag. We were training for it, and you know what? We ended up becoming good pals after that, or so I thought. And you know, we to determine who would start the match, we had a pool noodle fight between me and Mike, which I won. I hate to spoil it, but you know what? It didn't make the final cut. The lighting was a little bit bad. It's worth the watch though if you're willing to check out the blooper reel. So, and I did beat Mike Anthony, so there you go. That was the one major thing that didn't make the cut.
No, I am curious because there was one person that because you're filming these in very public places.
That's true.
And I was surprised. And I was thinking, you know, how has nobody like came up to them or somebody says, "What are you doing?" And like there was one guy that walked in on your scene with Dante, correct?
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. that's the blooper reel. If you watch it, you're talking about the episode 4 of Dante, me and Dante's moment of reconciliation, correct?
Yes.
There's a spoiler for you.
Yes.
There's a really big spoiler for you. Yeah, if you watch that video back, I have no idea how to react. I'm just kind of standing there. Dante's talking to the guy. Even Mike, even the cameraman is talking to the guy. I don't really know what to say. I kind of just it happens. It's it's the risk you run when you decide to film in a public bathroom. Let's just say that.
Yes. Was that the only isolated incident, or did other people come up to you guys, during the recordings?
Yeah, so when we did episode 1, me and Dante were just hanging out. He's trying to get my mind off of Mike Anthony in Hotel Coolifornia. We go to the movies, and there's a scene after we go inside the movies where we're done, and I'm trying to wash my hands, and then Mike steps out of the bathroom for whatever reason, and that was another public bathroom scene, and there were like 1,000 takes. 1,000 takes of those. That was the hardest scene we had to film because so many people were walking into the bathroom and we didn't want to make it awkward. They were in the way. It was tough. That was the only other time where people really came up to us, I think. Yeah, I think so, yeah. Or where people got in the way, I should say.
Yes. Now, I do find that with the guys from CAP/VPW, a trend is a lot of those guys and girls have vlogs. Was that something that you learned from CAP, that, used to do a vlog or put yourself out that way, or was that just something you came up on your own?
I don't think it's something I learned from CAP. I know Jack has a vlog. He has a pretty big vlog, and Johnny Collins has a vlog too. They both put. Huh?
Dante as well.
Dante has a vlog?
Yeah, he just started one like a couple months ago, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope he doesn't see this. All right.
And that's our soundbite for this week.
No, please, no. Jack and Johnny's vlog. They both put a lot of effort into those vlogs, and they're more like they're more like a behind the scenes, them being themselves kind of vlog. I don't know if I would say that I learned vlogging from CAP. I think it's a big thing in wrestling nowadays to get yourself out there on social media. Like it's important that you've got Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, or whatever you need, and you're just posting, Facebook even, posting pictures, posting, hey, I'm going to be doing this show. Here's a picture from another show. Here's like a cool caption or whatever. Posting matches on YouTube, posting as much content as you can. Social media nowadays is so important in wrestling, and getting yourself out there. It's pretty much like Danhausen. That is a common example of someone who was on social media and blew up because of it during the pandemic, and now he's with AEW. It's a very important thing to do, and I guess vlogging, it kind of just started. It was just, I guess it was something that I was thinking about, and I decided, hey, why not? Let's do it for this one show, and then it ended up becoming a thing where I'd have vlogs every now and then, and it's fun. I think it enhances the experience of wrestling for me, at least. It's not saying that I don't like wrestling or anything like that. Of course, I love it, but it's I think like vlogging and being able to come up with skit ideas when you're on the road with friends who are also in wrestling, and being able to do them on as a vlog, and whether it's the cool cinematic universe, the last 4 vlogs, or if it's just a vlog where I'm doing my own thing, it's like a fun backstage thing that I can do and make some good content out of. I like to edit the vlogs. It's just another way I can have a creative outlet that comes with wrestling. So it's helping me, and it's something that I like to do. So I'm glad I started it.
Now, we haven't, after, the epic conclusion of Hotel California, there was only one episode after that. When are we getting new episodes?
When are you guys getting new episodes? Let's just say, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not going to say anything. After the Battle of Hotel Coolifornia, from the haunting of Excite Wrestling to the Battle of Hotel Coolifornia, that is Cool Cinematic Universe Phase 1. Let's just say, you guys might be seeing Phase 2 sometime soon.
Okay, the revenge of Mike Anthony.
Nah, Mike Anthony's dead. He's done. He's dead. I killed him. Oh, there's another spoiler. A big spoiler. A huge spoiler. This literally the biggest spoiler that I could spoil here.
Well, I mean, if we're getting into, cinematic universes, does anybody really stay dead in these universes?
Mike Anthony's staying dead, and I'll make sure of that myself.
Alright, fair enough. Alright, you were in the ring with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Two guys that are on the god level when it comes to this business. What did you learn about your own career, being in the ring with guys that are great on a different level?
That was my first time being an extra for WWE as well, and it's like it was so cool seeing the other side of TV and being back there, being backstage, and it kind of the whole thing happened so fast. Roman Reigns, he gave me a phone call and he was like, "Yo, Dr. Cool, I need you. I need you to be my security guard. Brock Lesnar's trying to start some shit, and I need you to protect me." And I'm like, "Roman, I got you. I'm on my way to the Barclays Center right now." That's what I said to him. This is a legit phone call. I can show you the receipts. Legit phone call. I got my ass to the Barclays Center. It was me, TG3, Scotty Karate, Steven Azure, Liam Davis, Jay Macias, one of the Rat Bastards. We had a whole squad pulled up. Led by Dr. Cool. And, I'm happy to do it for one of my boys, Roman Reigns. He's one of the best in the business, as we've seen right now, and an excellent War Games match of last weekend. Brock Lesnar, of course, he's been on top of WWE for the last decade, and even longer than that, back in the 2000s. It was a wild experience that I got to be a part of a SmackDown segment that also was featured in the hype package for that year's WrestleMania at that WrestleMania. So Dr. Cool is a WrestleMania superstar. If you think about it, if you put a little bit of thought into that, I'm a WrestleMania guy. So overall, it was a cool experience seeing the other side of television, seeing how the guys work and being backstage in that environment, and seeing where I want to be in the future on a bigger level. And hopefully that will come soon.
Oh, for sure. And I just find it, so impressive that Roman Reigns has your number. How did he get your number?
Well, Roman Reigns, a few years ago, he actually booked an appointment on drcool.com, which is my website, which if you're looking for a checkup and cool, just go there. Roman Reigns, he was looking for a checkup and cool, and I hooked him up. We We had an appointment. I gave him a few chill pills. We shared some Kool-Aid. And you know what? He got a chance to meet Lego Dr. Cool. We became boys after that. And he's like, yo, I'm going to put your number on speed dial if I ever need you for anything. And I'm like, of course, Roman. You got my number. I actually called him Joe. We're on a first name basis.
Wow.
I called him Joe. Yeah.
So, are you saying that Dr. Cole is 100% responsible for us having the tribal chief head of the table, Roman Reigns, that we have today? That the time he spent away from WWE during the pandemic was spent with Dr. Cole?
That man was spending hours at a time in the doctor's office learning from one of the greats. I helped that man be one of the coolest he can possibly be, and now he's on top of WWE over 2 years as world champion, ranked number 1 in PWI's 500. He's on a roll. I mean, if this is any indication that you gotta be calling my office, booking an appointment, and getting in the office with the doc, I mean, like it's right there. It's right there, guys. Look what happened with my boy Joe. He's a different man. He's a changed man. He's one of the coolest people that you'll ever see.
Oh, for sure. All right. You mentioned him. Tell us about Lego Dr. Cole.
Oh man, what isn't there to tell about Lego Dr. Cool? That man is my best friend in the entire world. And the first Lego Dr. Cool, he showed up. He debuted in my first vlog. His birthday. He shares a birthday with the vlog series, with the Dr. Cool vlogs, and his birthday is coming up in February. Big February birthday for Lego Dr. Cool. Lego Dr. Cool, just overall, I am glad that we are past the point where it's just one Lego Dr. Cool, but I have multiple Lego Dr. Cools. I get to share Lego Dr. Cool with the people at the show who want to buy Lego Dr. Cool. Lego Dr. Cool for $10. You can get 2 different Lego Dr. Cools, one with a lab coat, another with a Hawaiian shirt. I'm glad that I get to share Lego Dr. Cool with the rest of the world. He's expanded beyond just a vlog gimmick. He's an entire persona. He has his own. He's got it all. He's got his own Instagram now. He has his own Twitter. He's a social media mogul. Lego Dr. Cool is, and it's been a wild ride. On an earlier vlog, we saw the changing of the guard from an old look Lego Dr. Cool to the new look Lego Dr. Cool that you see nowadays, and it's an emotional vlog, third vlog that I've ever done, and I'm glad that I got to bring Lego Dr. Cool on this journey, and I don't want to. Once again, I don't. Oh, you know what? Before I get into the big thing that I have to say, Lego Dr. Cool. If you want to know how much Lego Dr. Cool means to me, once again, check out The Haunting of Dr. Cool at Excite Wrestling. Check out the 4-part series. Lego Dr. Cool is a national treasure. He's a national treasure. Am I right?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, and I don't want to spoil anything. But you may be seeing a little bit more of Lego Dr. Cool very, very, very soon. I'm not going to give any more details other than that. We're just going to leave it at that, but keep your eyes open for some Lego Dr. Cool.
Now you mentioned, the passing of the torch between the original Dr. Cool and the updated. And that was some fine animation, or I don't know what they call it. But did you do that on your own?
First off, thank you. It's called, I guess it technically is animation, but I don't know if it would be considered animation. It's called stop motion.
Stop motion. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes. I did do that on my own. I did do that scene on my own, and it was so hard to do. It was the first stop motion thing I ever did. I remember I used to watch Lego stop motion stuff as a kid. I was obsessed with it. The first liked video I have on my YouTube channel is of a Lego stop motion pizza delivery. That is a fact. And it took so long to do. I had to reshoot it. I had to reshoot the walking scene so many times. I had to watch so many different walking tutorials of it. Cause and I had to reshoot the reshooting with it, because the lighting was off. You had to get the lighting just right. If the lighting was too off, then it didn't look so natural. And it was, I do not know how people make, there are full feature films of Lego stop motion on YouTube, and some people have come out and said that it's taken 7 years of their lives to do that. I do not know how people do that. I wish that I could get on that level with my stop motion if I ever decide to expand the Lego Dr. Cool cinematic universe. But that was fun to do. It was fun to see the final product of the walk and the bow at the end when he was on stage and everybody was cheering, all the boys cheering Lego Dr. Cool. It was fun to see. I think it was the first time before the Cool CU Phase 1, where I put a serious amount of effort into the Dr. Cool vlog, and I really wanted to make something special with the product, and I'm happy with how it came out, and it's a lasting memory. It's a damn good vlog, and it's also Mike Anthony's in that one too for a brief moment. I don't know if that wets your beak, but if you're into Mike Anthony for whatever reason, then he's also in that vlog. It's Blitzkrieg's The Roll Up. That's the vlog. That's it.
No, it's very impressive because I've seen stop motion and it seems like a lot of fun, but then again, I have zero patience, and I would probably go insane just adjusting everything every 5 seconds.
It's so weird how it's done, because when I was trying to make that scene, I knew of stop motion Lego, but I didn't do it. I never did it,
right,
or anything like that. And so you have to learn about different things. You have to pick out a frame rate, whether it's gonna be, I think it's 8, 12, and 20, and if you do 20, that means it's 20 pictures per second, and then it's supposed to look super smooth. But imagine you're trying to get someone to walk, trying to get a Lego figure to walk, and you have to take 20 pictures per second. How much can you move a Lego minifigure that much to make it so that it's 20 pictures per second to make the video and make it look real and look smooth and make it look like real movement is going on? You can look on YouTube and see 20 frames per second Lego stop motion, and it looks super smooth. It looks crisp. It looks like it's professionally edited and animated if you check any of it out. And it I do not know how it's done. I don't think it's ever going to be a thing for me unless I get incredibly, immensely good at it. But learning about stop motion was so cool to see, and having to perfect it has to take so much effort.
I mean, I feel like the effort paid off because I was thinking, did he do this on his own or did he outsource this? Because it looked very professional.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that. It was a lot of fun to make. I'm glad I got to to make a Lego stop motion at one point during my lifetime, and I'm glad that it got to be incorporated into wrestling somehow or some way.
Now, you mentioned, obviously Dr. Cool is a being all in himself at this point. He has his own social media. As of right now, as of this recording, he only follows 2 people on Instagram, and that's Dr.
That's
Cool.
true.
That's Dr. Cool, the real Dr. Cool, IOL Dr. Cool. I don't know what to call you in this situation. And Mike Mondo. What is Dr. Cool Lego relationship with Mike Mondo?
As you know, if you don't know, not Lego Dr. Cool, I'm sorry, Mike Mondo was an old member of the Spirit Squad back in the 2000s in WWE, and believe it or not, Lego Dr. Cool was a big Spirit Squad guy, and there are only two people followed by Lego Dr. Cool on Instagram. And you know what? I don't speak for Lego Dr. Cool. I'm not going to speak for him. I understand where he's coming from. He follows Mike Mondo, big Spirit Squad guy. I respected Mike Mondo, great wrestler Mikey in WWE. Lego Dr. Cool, I get it. He likes to keep it. He likes to keep it down to a minimum, only just 2 people. I'm sure maybe I was going to spoil the vlog series again. I'm not going to. I'm going to refrain this time after. You know what's true. I'm going to spoil it. We've already spoiled the biggest stuff from the vlog anyway on this podcast, so I'm gonna go crazy. If you don't want any more spoilers, just skip ahead like 10 or 20 seconds. All right. I'm sure if Lego Mike Anthony got an Instagram, then Lego Dr. Cool will probably follow him. They've reconciled after episode 4.
Yes.
But as of now, Lego Dr. Cool, he's a private guy. Honestly, I don't think he's a whole lot like Dr. Cool. I think if we're taking a step back from the Dr. Cool character, I think Lego Dr. Cool was a little bit wiser than Dr. Cool. I like to see Lego Dr. Cool as the Baxter to the real Dr. Cool's Ron Burgundy, if you understand that reference.
Yes.
He's wise beyond his years. Lego Dr. Cool knows what he's doing. He can have fun at times, but he knows when he's got to get down to business, he gets down to business and he hits hard.
What do you think?
And I think Lego. Oh, sorry to cut you off, but I think Lego Dr. Cool sees a lot of himself in Mike Mondo, which is why he follows Mike Mondo on Instagram.
Now, you mentioned him, Lego Mike Anthony. Why do you think that, Lego Dr. Cool and Lego Mike Anthony are able to put aside their differences and reconcile, but you, Dr. Cool, and him, Mike Anthony, aren't?
Well, plain and simple. As I said before, Dr. Cool and Dr. Cool and Lego Dr. Cool, they're not the same person. They're not the same person. Lego Dr. Cool is his own man, and so is Lego Mike Anthony. If Lego Dr. Cool and Lego Mike Anthony, they can mend their bridges. They can mend their bond, create a bond, if you will. Dr. Cool and Mike Anthony, I don't think I will ever willingly have a bond with that man ever again. I don't think there's ever a chance where I'm going to be friends with him. I think he's a scoundrel, a scallywag, an absolute nematode, if you will. I do not want to associate with Mike Anthony. I think Lego Mike Anthony is a more respectable man. I think Lego Mike Anthony is more down to earth. I think Lego Mike Anthony just wants to chill out and hang out. I think Mike Anthony is a needy, selfish, a worthless scumbag. And to be completely honest with you, Lego Mike Anthony is 1,000 times better. Since the Battle of Hotel Coolifornia, I have gotten the chance to know Lego Mike Anthony through hanging out with Lego Dr. Cool. And Lego Mike Anthony is just 1,000 times better than Mike Anthony it just goes to show how these Legos, they're not just plastic toys. They're real men. They're real men who have feelings and emotions. They shouldn't be taken for granted.
For sure. And last, Lego Dr. Cool question. He has a car, correct?
He does have a car.
Is there a name to this car?
There is a name to this car. It is called the Lego Dr. Coolmobile. We don't.
Continue.
I was going to say we don't go by name brands. Just Lego Dr. Cool. He likes what he likes. I actually bought him the car as a gift for episode 4, and you know what? I'm glad that he liked it. I'm glad that he thinks it's a respectable vehicle, and I'm glad that he's driving it around. Glad that he's having a good time because it's a damn beauty. It's a damn beauty of a car. And you know what? I just had to spoil Lego Dr. Cool after the Battle of Hotel Coolifornia.
Now, could I make a suggestion for a name of the car?
Sure. What you got? Let me hear it.
The Coolorian.
The Coolorian.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
I thought that was where you were going with it, with the car, with the name of the car, and I was like, oh, that's not where I thought that was going.
They're both white, the DeLorean and the Lego Dr. Coolmobile. I think Lego Dr. Cool, he's an old-fashioned guy. He's a big Back to the Future fan, a big Back to the Culture fan, if you will. And you know what, if I can get a hold of Lego Dr. Cool soon, I might just have to give him that suggestion for his car.
Oh, for sure. Give him my best regards as well.
I will.
Alright, it is once again time for that segment. Dr. Cool's Bizarre Adventure. Your pro wrestler that goes up and down the roads and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Oh my God. A road story. Oh man. There are I gotta rack the brain a little bit. A lot of especially the last few months, a lot of the road stories are very, very centered around the cool cinematic universe. So I gotta pry a little bit deeper back to earlier this year. I gotta think about that. A good road story. Huh. Let me recount what's happened.
We could come back to it if you need a minute to think.
You know what? Yeah, let me get a couple minutes. Let me get a couple minutes to think about it, just to ponder the question.
Alright, fair enough. Alright, can you tell us about teaming with Perry Von Vicious? Obviously a staple of the New England area, and you got the team with him. What was that experience?
I did get to team with Perry Von Vicious. It was my debut for Wrestling Open. I believe it was back in June or July. I think it was June. I got to team with him. It was me and Perry versus the Brick City Boys. The Wrestling Open crowd is really, really fun. They're really energetic. Super fun to be in front of, even if you've been to any of their shows as a wrestler or as a fan. I've been to a bunch of shows where I've gotten a chance to watch the matches. The fans there are really, really loud and a lot of fun to wrestle in front of. And that was the first time I was involved in a match with Perry Von Vicious, and it was a cool experience. We both have a vlog, and we had a little bit of an inter-vlog, an interconnected vlog. We both vlogged each other whilst vlogging, if that makes any sense.
An inception of vlogging.
Yeah, he called it a vlog section.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a really fun match. It was a super cool experience. Teaming with Perry was a lot of fun. It was a great time. But you know what? All good things come to an end at one point, right?
Right.
In August we had a match at Retro World Expo, and Perry Von Vicious gave me his finisher, the Perry Go Round, and I was teaming with Phil Cardigan. While Phil Cardigan was showing me how to beat Jay Klang instead of Dr. Cool. Perry Von Vicious, I guess he wasn't a fan of that. I guess he's a Mike Anthony guy, and he gave me a Perry Go Round for that. And let's just say that's a ride that I never want to take again. And I'm gonna, you know what? I've said it before on the social medias, and I'll say it again here. One day I'm gonna give Perry Von Vicious the Perry Go Round, and we'll see how he likes it. All right.
All right. Stay tuned for that. And
Stay tuned.
I'm not trying to spoil anything more of the Hotel California. The Spider-Man 2 reference in I believe it was episode 4 was not lost on me.
It's a well-liked scene. It is a well-liked montage. The entire song, besides the end of the trumpets at the end, is played in that montage. The entire song. It's a damn good song. The first 3 episodes, I was very paranoid about copyright, but the last one I was like, fuck it, you know what? We're putting it in there. Fly Away by Lenny Kravitz, Hotel California, and Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's a Spider-Man reference right there. I dug it. Speaking of references, can you tell us about your love of Anchorman?
Anchorman is a damn good movie. It is a damn good piece of cinema. This I will say this. This is a probably incredibly hot take, and I don't think anybody listening to this podcast is going to agree with me. But I think Anchorman 2 is better than the original, and I would put Anchorman 2 probably in my top 5 or top 10 comedy movies of all time. It is a damn good comedy movie. It's hysterical. It's hilarious. Both of them are so good, so funny. And I basically where this question stems from is me being Ron Burgundy at the Halloween costume gauntlet match of last year.
Yes.
That was my second live match for Cap, and I got to, I got the power of Ron Burgundy in me, and I took home the win. I won that match, and my first Cap win ever, actually, and it was super cool being able to do that and be Ron Burgundy. I did make a comparison of Dr. Cool to Ron Burgundy earlier on when we were talking about Lego Dr. Cool, and in a way they do have very similar personalities, Lego Dr. Cool and Ron Burgundy, not Lego Dr. Cool, but I'm glad that I got to be that character in the Halloween costume gauntlet. There are a lot of characters that go through my head of who I should be, but Ron Burgundy is a damn good character, and he's probably one of my favorite comedy characters of all time. Definitely my favorite Will Ferrell movie.
Oh, and I was going to ask you, do you prefer the first or the second one? You answered that for me. Because part 2 is, as you said, just as good, if not better, than the original.
I think part 2, it takes everything in the first one. It just makes it better, in my opinion. It's so funny. The cast is great. Brick Tamlin, Steve Carell as Brick is hilarious, hysterical. He's so good. How can you not laugh when they're in the RV and they're recounting stuff and Brick is talking about his dream and everyone's like, dude, no, that's your dream. We don't know what you're talking about. Dude, he's so funny. When he's at his funeral and he's talking about himself like he's dead, but he's standing right there. She's so funny. That movie is so funny. It's hysterical.
All right. Could you tell us?
What do you prefer? Have you seen the Anchorman movies? Do you have a favorite?
I like the original, but I think I lean a little bit more to the sequel, just because it just did everything that, like you said, everything that the original did, but better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a shitload of cameos in the big battle at the end too. A damn good big battle.
All right. Now that you have some time to think, do you have a bizarre story for us?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you two.
All right.
I'll give you two. The first one is from about a year ago now. Like, in a couple of days, I think it'll be a full year. Things are obviously, this is pre-Dr. Cool vlog, so things were different back then.
Okay.
But we had a three show weekend. It was Blitzkrieg on Friday, Excite Wrestling on Saturday, and then we were helping out at Beyond on Sunday. And it was me, Dante Drago, Jack Tomlinson, and that piece of shit Mike Anthony. And in a way, this kind of started, I guess, Mike Anthony's invasion of my vlog, because we were filming we filmed a skit where we were in a hotel. We were in Hotel Coolifornia, and we were like, Dr. Cool's got to film something in Hotel Coolifornia, and the skit that me, Jack, and Dante put together was that Mike Anthony was staying at Hotel Coolifornia. Can you believe that?
No.
He was staying at Hotel Coolifornia, and I was going to kick him out. That was the skit. That was the bit. And there's a side story with that, but I'll get into that in a minute. We had the skit, and we filmed it a bunch of times, but it's like some of the bloopers, I have them on my phone. They're some of the funniest bloopers that I have ever seen in wrestling ever. They're hysterical. They're so good. At one point when because Jack wasn't Dante filmed it, and Jack was sitting in in a different bed. And I guess we were we had a setup on the outside, I'm Dr. Cool. I think it was hey, what's going on? Alcoholics, it's Dr. Cool, Jay Klang. We get a lot of cool guests at Hotel Coolifornia. Other times, not so much. And we got to do something about that. And I knock on the door. No one answers. I knock on the door again. I'm like, motherfucker. And I open the door up, and I storm the bed. I rip the sheets off, and I asked and then Mike's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And I engage in a battle, and I beat the shit out of him. I throw him out. And there was one point where Jack got involved, even though he wasn't supposed to, but Jack got involved. I think he took the place of, we were taking too much time on the outside. Jack took the place of Mike underneath the sheets, and Mike was just hiding somewhere else, and they double teamed us. And there was a fight scene between me and Dante versus Jack and Mike, and the cleaning ladies got involved on the outside at the tail end of it. But there's one road story. Another one that I'll share was from the roll up at Blitzkrieg, and sorry, I saw a bug. All right, I'll get back to the story. We were at Blitzkrieg. And we stayed overnight. We had a hotel. We were actually at a motel. We were at Motel Coolifornia. And there were a few of us in the room. I think it was me, the Shook crew, and CPA.
Okay.
Mike Anthony was there, but I kicked him out as you can see in that vlog. I got him out of there. But it was the four of us. And at one point in the middle of the night, we hear like this. It's like I don't even know what this sound was, but it was like the combination of a gasp and a scream and like just the sound of like someone coming out from like under 5 minutes worth of being underwater and gasping for air. It was the most like a disgusting guttural screech that I've never heard from another human being. You hear it in the middle of the night. Everyone wakes up. We take like 10, like everyone's like, takes like a good 5 to 10 seconds, like what the hell just happened? And then it turned out to be Bobby. Just in the middle of his sleep, this man choked on air or some shit.
What?
And I don't know, but he choked, like he screamed in the middle of the night. And whoever was next to him, he started explaining his dream. And I think the dream was like he saw someone like dancing. He saw someone dancing on like a track, like a semi truck, and he got pushed off or something. And he didn't know that all of us were awake until like the next day. And that's my other road story.
Okay.
That was a bizarre experience.
You would be surprised.
I still don't know. I still don't know what happened. I still do not know what happened that night.
You would be surprised how often Bobby Orlando comes up in interviews.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh my god. He's a funny guy. He's a silly goose.
It sounds like your mom needed his mom.
That's true, man. Exactly.
Alright. Those are interesting and very bizarre adventures for sure.
Yeah, it's a wild time on the road. But it's a fun time, you know.
Yes. Talking about wild times, can you tell us about that time you made a Tinder profile?
Oh my god, yeah. I made a Dr. Cool Tinder for this year's Valentine's Day. And you know what? I was just fishing for babes, man, and I got some matches. And you know what? Some people bit, some people obviously deleted the app, I guess. What can you do? Let's see. What did I write? I wrote a poem for one.
Yes.
I think there were 3 matches. One of them was a poem. I don't remember what was said in the poem. I think there was something about an Oreo milkshake in the poem. That's the only thing I remember.
I remember roses are red, violets are cool.
That's right, yeah. Oh my god. Roses are red, violets are cool. Oh my god. And that one got a react. That one got a message back. I don't remember what said person said though. There were 2 others. One of them was a pickup line. I think it was, are you a doctor because I want to cover you in a white coat? That was another one. And the third one was like,
how you take your coffee?
Yeah, that's right. An airplane reference where if you've ever seen that movie, it's like some kid gets asked like, how do you like your coffee? I'm sorry. It's a good quote.
Yes.
He gets asked, how do you like your coffee? The kid goes, Am I allowed to say it on here? Am I gonna get canceled?
I think you're fine.
It's like the guy says, how do you like your coffee? And the kid goes, I like my coffee like I like my man black. Oh, and it was like, I like I like my coffee like I like my men, and then I like my women like I like my coffee, and then I went on like this elaborate like 2 scoops sugar, like 3 pumps vanilla cold foam, a blended DVD of the Paul Blart Mall Cop movie, and then oh my god, yeah,
And you
that
actually got a
was.
reply for that.
I did. Oh my god, yeah. I thought. Yeah, I did get a reply. I thought the person replied after I got done making the video. It was a last minute. It was a very last minute video. I wasn't. I know. I think. Yeah. Yeah, there was. That's right. Yeah, that did make the video. It was like very. I like the tail end, like mid editing. I got that reply. I don't remember what the person said. No, the person said agreed. That was it. The person left it as agreed.
So that wasn't a walking profile. That was a profile you made.
That was a legitimate Tinder profile that had a bio. It had prompts. It had full pictures, and it actually was on Tinder for like another couple of months after, like another few months after the video. I kept it up there. I didn't get around to deleting it. I have deleted it since then. But if you were on Tinder at that time during the 3 months from like February to about May, then perhaps you got the Easter egg of seeing Dr. Cool pop up in your feed. And if you swiped left, you're a piece of shit. If you swiped right, then you're wifey material.
All right. Now, let's. It's time for the colossal question. Obviously, Dr. Cool is so cool that they have to make a movie about him. Every movie has a soundtrack. What 3 songs would be on the Dr. Cool movie soundtrack?
What 3 songs?
It could be more.
Oh my
it could
god.
Be less.
There are 2 obvious ones. I could go Hotel Coolifornia, and I can go Fly Away by Lenny Kravitz because that's my entrance music. I am not going to go with either of those. Those are more obvious ones. I'm gonna go with more picks that you're not gonna expect.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice.
Sweet.
I have the song memorized. That's why, and I'll sing it in the song in the movie about my life. After that, I'm gonna go with. This is a colossal question. I have my other 2, but I'm going for the oddball picks here. I'm gonna go with My Life by Billy Joel.
Okay.
And you know what? This song, it may not be. You know what? No, Dr. Cool does like the song. This song was my number 1 in Spotify Wrapped this year. That came out today. Do you have Spotify Wrapped?
I do not.
Damn. Well, it's a damn good addition to Spotify. Spotify Wrapped Day is one of the best days of the year, and top of my list was Time in a Bottle by Jim Croce, or Crochet. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but that was my number 1, and I think I'd put that in the movie.
All right, a solid 3 picks. Do you lock it in?
I'm locking it in.
All right. Now that we got the soundtrack out of the way, everybody knows you get the soundtrack down and then you do casting.
Shit.
Who would play Dr. Cool? And you can't say yourself because you are obligated to make a Stan Lee cameo.
I think I actually had an answer for this at one point, and I forgot it. Does it have to? So let me ask you the ground rules for my Dr. Cool casting. Does it have to be someone who looks my age, or is it like? Does it have to be someone who looks like me? Does it have to?
I mean,
what are like the ground rules?
Portman as Dr. Cool. It does not matter to me.
I can cast anyone as Dr. Cool in this movie.
Yes.
Fuck. That's... Huh. I feel like I had an answer for this. I feel like I thought about it and I settled on a name at one point. But I don't know. I do not know. I think... Who are some actors that I like? My favorite actor is Adam Sandler. But I don't know if he would play Dr. Cool.
Okay.
I don't know if he would play Dr. Cool.
We could come back to casting Dr. Cool if you need a minute to think.
I need a short minute to ponder. Oh, just a little bit.
Alright. And obviously every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be 3 people in your movie and who would play that? I feel like your rival Mike Anthony has to be in there, right?
You feel like Mike Anthony's got to be in there? Okay.
Well, I mean, he's your greatest rival. I mean, he has to be the Darth Vader to your Luke Skywalker, right?
That is true. That is true. If I... Oh, fuck. If I had to... Well, first off, I'm going to get the easy out of the way. Lego Dr. Cool in the Dr. Cool movie. I know a lot of controversy has been around this guy because of, I guess not a lot of people have liked him in the Super Mario Brothers movie. I'm going to say Lego Dr. Cool was voiced by Chris Pratt.
Okay. I mean, he has
because,
experience in Lego.
He voiced Emmett in the Lego movie, I think. Fuck. You know what? Maybe not. Maybe no. You know what? All right. I'm not going to go with Chris Pratt. I take that back. The Lego movies are treasures, but I take it back. I'm going to go with Paul F. Tompkins to voice Lego Dr. Cool. Okay. Have you ever seen, do you know the name?
It sounds familiar, but I can't put a face to it.
Have you ever seen BoJack Horseman?
Yes.
He voices Mr. Peanut Butter.
Okay.
And I think that voice would perfectly encapsulate the aura of Lego Dr. Cool.
Alright.
Mr. Peanut Butter is a damn good character. If you haven't seen BoJack Horseman, you should check it out. For those listening to the episode. So there's one casting. We'll cast Mike Anthony. Who should be the other guy? Who do you think should be the third guy? Do you think it should be Dante? Do you think it should be Phil? Who do you think is a good third man in the Dr. Cool movie?
Well, I mean, we've talked about Dante a couple times, and Phil hasn't come up at all in this interview. So
That's right. Yeah, Phil's story has not been talked about in this podcast.
No, it has not. So I feel like obviously Dante.
You got Dante and Mike. Mike has to be someone fucking crazy. And Dante's got to be like... Dante, he's pretty much like someone who can tap into the darker side because of Snake Man. Dante's like... He's pretty much like a multi-dimensional actor because he's had about like 7 different parts in the Cool Cinematic Universe. He's been Dante Drago, he's been a frat star, he's been Bathroom Dante, he's been Snake Man, he's been a knob. He's been all around the block. It's got to be someone who can play every role. And then Mike's just got to be someone crazy. Who's someone who looks like Mike?
I mean, if we're just going off crazy people, maybe Jim Carrey.
I was gonna say Jim Carrey for Dr. Cool.
Oh.
That was someone in the running for actual Dr. Cool. I think because yeah, he's someone in the running for actual Dr. Cool. I don't know if Jim Carrey's too likable. That's the thing. It can't be Mike Anthony. He's too likable. I'd say, so we got Dr. Cool, we got Dante, and we have Mike Anthony. I'm going to say Let's start with Dante. I'm gonna say Dante. No, not him. No, not him either. Maybe Owen Wilson could be Dr. Cool.
Ooh, I could see that for sure.
Maybe Ben Stiller. That's not a bad casting.
Maybe
Ben Stiller as Dr. Cool. I'm trying to picture like the vlog series being acted out by these major actors.
I feel like Ben Stiller could maybe play a good Mike Anthony. He could play very villainous.
That is true. I feel like Ben Stiller is like I don't know. I feel like I'm thinking White Goodman when I think of Ben Stiller as a villain. And I feel like I don't know. I feel like that's not the perfect casting for Mike Anthony. I feel like there's someone better out there. But I don't know. I think for now I'm gonna lock in Dr. Cool. Nah. Damn. Fuck. This is tough.
We could come back. We could come back to the whole casting. I'll give you a couple minutes to think if you need it.
Let's cast one person and then we'll come back to it.
Sure.
This is three at one time. You got Lego Dr. Cool was Paul F. Tompkins.
Yeah.
Maybe. You know what, Dante's he's gonna be Channing Tatum. That's my pick. Dante's gonna be Channing Tatum. I don't. I feel like, yeah, that's a good casting.
Yes,
that's pretty solid.
Yes, 100%.
Me and Mike Anthony though. Huh. Is someone who's got to be, because Mike Anthony eventually becomes Dr. Cool. We can't get around that. We can't get around Mike Anthony eventually becoming Dr. Cool. And so it's got to be someone who can play Dr. Cool but can also tap in to the dark and crazy elements. I think, let's come back to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a couple minutes.
All right. Let's get into a controversial subject. Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
I've never had pineapple on pizza. I've never... You know what? I feel like it's like the most generic bucket list item that people have. And one day it might happen. It'll probably happen. Honestly, at this point, it might not happen. It might never happen because I feel like there's always going to be like a better, safer option than going for some like the quirky pineapple on pizza pick.
Right.
So yeah, I don't think that it may never happen. Honestly, I'm the type of guy who just orders the same shit whenever I go out. So I don't really see a scenario where I decide to willingly spend money on pineapple on pizza when I could buy something that I know I'm gonna like.
I completely get that. All right. What's your spirit Pokemon?
My spirit Pokemon?
Yes.
Fuck. Is this like a Jake? Is this like a me question or a Dr. Cool question?
Whoever you feel it is.
I think it's a Dr. Cool question. I think Dr. Cool's spirit Pokemon is... You know who I really like?
Yeah.
The new Pokemon Quaxley.
Okay.
Have you seen Quaxley?
I don't believe I have.
All right, I hear you. I'm a big duck guy. I think Quaxley looks really cool. But for a more commonplace answer, I'm gonna say For a more commonplace answer, I'm gonna say let's go with maybe Oh well, you know what? I did have him on the Pokemon card. I'll say Tentacool.
There you go.
Tentacool. Actually, you know what? Tentacool for the sake of Pokemon card, but I do like Heracross.
Okay, fair enough. Weirdest question you ever be asked on a wrestling interview. Would you ever consider wrestling a Rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual Rock.
Yeah, I'd wrestle a Rock. I guess like the only way to handle that though is the Rock. The Rock can't really do any offense to me. He kind of just sits there, and hangs out. I kind of just like put a foot on top of him and I win. That's kind of what happens, right? I kind of just put my foot on top of him and that's it.
Well, just for context, there's this wrestler named Psycho Mike that wrestled in actual Rock for over 15 minutes.
Mike Anthony?
No,
Or
Psycho
like
Mike.
a different guy. Okay, gotcha.
He wrestled an actual Rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match, an Iron Man match that lasts for 2 weeks.
Shit.
Yes.
An Iron Man match that lasted for 2 weeks.
Yes, with a Rock.
That is so badass. That's pretty fucking cool. I should do that. I think maybe me and Lego Dr. Cool versus like a Rock, a piece of paper, and scissors. A 2-on-3 handicap match, and we'll go Iron Man for a month, just to beat the guy. Have it the longest wrestling match of all time.
All right. Von Vertigo, if you're listening, book the damn match.
Yeah, exactly. Set it up.
Yeah. I mean, Mike.
We're waiting out here.
Mike has wasted his opportunities. He did not win the Tungsten Man match.
He lost to The Rock.
Yes.
He's a fucking pussy.
And so we love the late great Tracy Smothers. Do you know the acronym for THUG? THUG.
Nah, no idea.
T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail, cause a Doug can't spell.
Oh, damn, alright. So it's Fudge?
Doug. THUG.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. Fuck. I heard that Thug can't spell, and so I thought Fudge. Pretend that didn't happen. Fuck, I'm embarrassed.
Alright, we love Tracy, trying to keep the memory alive. Do you know who will play Dr. Cole in Mike Anthony?
I've been thinking about it a little bit. Part of me is feeling Zach Galifianakis to be Dr. Cool.
Okay.
I think it's an interesting pick, but like in the last few questions you've asked, I'm thinking maybe Zach plays Mike. It's more of like a comedic take on the Mike Anthony character. I think Zach Galifianakis, because like I feel like this has got to be. It's like we got to go with some funny actors that can pick up the slack. I feel like Zach Galifianakis. Ah, man. Zach Galifianakis is the villain. Has he played the villain in any movies?
Lego Batman.
Oh, fuck, that's right. Yes. That's what yes. Lego Batman, and I guess he was like a villain character in Dinner for Schmucks. He was like the best part of that movie. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but he was good in it.
I believe he was the villain in the Bob Sproko movie as well.
I think he voices Felix Fischoeder. Right?
Yes, one of them.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't seen Bob's Burgers in a while. I'm gonna go with. Go ahead. Sorry.
I definitely recommend the movie.
All right, I'll have to check it out. I think we're gonna go with Zach Galifianakis to play Mike Anthony. I think that's an interesting take on the Mike Anthony character. I think it would be pretty funny to see I don't know if Zach Galifianakis is the full-time Dr. Cool, but seeing Zach Galifianakis as Mike Anthony's Dr. Cool, I think it would be pretty funny. I think it would be a big addition to the series, and I think he can play the dark role a little bit well. I think he's solid. And for Dr. Cool, so you got Zach Galifianakis and Channing Tatum. Oh my God. He's a damn good person to play Dr. Cool. We need a damn good actor. We need someone who has the hair. Man, I tell you, when you first asked the question, part of me was thinking Brad Pitt, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm a fan of Brad Pitt in this role.
I mean, I feel like Brad Pitt could play the hell out of Dr. Cool if he's given the opportunity.
I think given the opportunity, yeah, but I don't know if he's the guy. I think, this is a side note, I think, because I just thought about this, I think there's two people to play Phil Cardigan. I think Paul Rudd could be a good Phil Cardigan, but I also think Fogel, I don't know the guy's name, but Fogel or McLovin from Superbad could be Phil Cardigan, because they look exactly alike. I've never told Phil that, but they are identical. If you go back and watch, if you see, I think it's Fogel in Neighbors. Fogel's in Neighbors, and man, he has like facial hair at that point. They look exactly alike. They're the exact same person. You can't tell me otherwise. They are the exact same person. And that's why I'd have either Paul Rudd or that guy play Phil Cardigan. The guy playing Dr. Cool, have you... No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that here.
If you need
I think...
Continue.
I'm sorry I'm taking so much time thinking about who's going to play Dr. Cool. It's a hard question. It's a really hard question. Do you have... Oh, man, maybe just like... Fuck. Fuck.
If you need a couple more minutes, I could ask you another question or two.
Let's get another question. I'll be able to answer this.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, man. In 5 years, I see myself being a wrestler. I'm not going to quit. And I think in 5 years' time, I like to think that I'll be making. I like to think that I'll be a bigger name on the Indies, or if I'm signed by then, which I don't know if it will happen. It might not. It's more likely to not happen than to happen. Question: can you still hear me right now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I like to think that. Sorry, I'm looking up a list of. Jack Black. Jack Black is Dr. Cool. Done. There we go. That's my casting. Jack Black is Dr. Cool.
This sounds like an awesome movie. It's going to be the epic, definitely going to be a blockbuster, and we should you could pre-order the tickets now.
That's true. Yeah, you could.
Yes. Alright. And what's a match people should go out of their way to see that Best Shows Off with Dr. Cool is all about?
I think six-man tag with Bully Ray from a couple months ago, Creative Pro Wildlife. That's a fun one. If you want to go for something that's more Dr. Cool Centric. Sorry, excuse me. I think the Fatal 4-Way from Create a Pro. Great Heights. Cap title match is something up there for me too. And I like to, I think probably my match with Aaron Rourke on Cap TV. It's I think it was a few months ago, back in like May or June. It went up. It's one of my favorite matches. It's probably my favorite Cap TV match. It's really fun. Aaron Rourke played a big part in training me. He was around a lot during my early days, my early months at Create a Pro. It's a match that I'm very proud of, and I hope that anybody who watches it will give it a shot and check it out and perhaps enjoy it. So yeah, those are the ones that those are the ones I enjoy. They're a bit longer for a shorter match. We will just leave it at that answer.
Alright, fair enough. Can we find these matches on YouTube?
You can find the Cap TV one if you go to IWTV or the Independent Wrestling TV. You can find the Create a Pro, the live event shows ones. And yeah, you can find those there.
Can we find something on YouTube?
Yes, you can find the match with Aaron Rourke that I spoke about. That I talked about. That's on Create a Pro Wrestling YouTube channel.
Okay.
I don't have a whole lot of matches on the Dr. Cool Jay Klang channel, but I plan on posting some more there. For now, mostly the Dr. Cool Jay Klang count is just vlogs and a few shorts.
Alright. And I'll put the match with Aaron Rourke in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox for anybody that has seen it, that wants to re-see it, or hasn't seen it at all after this interview.
I appreciate that. There are going to be a lot of links in that box. We got the first 4 Dr. Cool vlogs, and then Aaron Rourke's match.
Yeah, basically just binging all Dr. Cool content after this.
Exactly.
Listen to this interview, watch the Battle of Hotel Coolifornia, watch some matches, everything in between. Alright.
Yeah, just spend your whole day on Dr. Cool. That's all you got to do.
Yes. And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom.
The 8 questions of doom. Fuck. What have I got myself into?
This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
You said it's a speed round?
Yes.
I can't think about the questions. I just gotta say what comes to mind.
I mean, you could think about it, but it is a speed round for sure.
All right. The pressure's on.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
The Undertaker.
Worst wrestler.
I don't know if you want to hear my answer. I'm not going to answer that one.
But you like the default.
I don't know. Mike Anthony. Mike Anthony's the worst wrestler of all time. There you go. That's my answer.
You're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
Undertaker.
Cool.
Or maybe Cena. Probably Taker.
How about make it a triple threat? Beat them both.
Oh shit, that's pretty intense. That's a damn good match.
Yes. If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
It has to be I think either Edge's theme or I I don't know if this is necessarily Dr. Cool, but I love Evolution's theme song.
Yeah. Which Edge theme specifically?
The classic Alter Bridge Metalingus.
Okay. Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't really. I got. That's my honest answer. Like, to be completely honest, sometimes I don't even know what kayfabe is. Like, I don't like the definition of kayfabe is like it's keeping the storyline going outside of the ring.
Okay.
Like, what even is kayfabe? You know, that's my answer. Kayfabe is I don't know. It's I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, we
And
also. Continue.
But who came up with the word too? Kayfabe? That's such a fake word. Who came up with that?
Well, we also.
It's dude, man. Wrestling lingo is so weird. I'm gonna get into a rant here if you don't mind. I know we've been going for like an hour and a half, but indulge me for a moment. Some of the phrases that wrestlers, I don't want to say make up or they use are so stupid. Like, have you ever heard like someone say like I popped for that?
Yeah.
Someone talk about a pop?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it's fine to like say, oh yeah, the crowd popped for that. Like, if they see something cool, the crowd popped for it. But like, there's some wrestlers who I know personally, and who I've seen on the indies, who like use it too much, and it becomes a problem because they replace like their natural guttural reaction to something that they like with pop. It's like, let's say you're watching a match. Let's say you come and you come back to the locker room and someone comes up and there was like a cool something cool happened in the match and someone comes up to you and is like, yo, I saw that. That was awesome, dude. That was like, they get what? No, you didn't. You just told me. You just told me in like the most monotone expression possible. You did not pop for it. And if you're watching wrestling, and the guy, bro, the amount of times I've been watching like an indie show or something, or like a movie with another wrestler, or like a TV show, or just enjoying any sort of content or media with another wrestler, and we see something cool, see something funny, instead of going, instead of getting a laugh, a good belly laugh out of that, instead they just go, pop. You clearly didn't pop for it. You're just saying a word. You're saying a word. If you didn't think it was funny, just say you didn't think it was funny. Or if you thought it was funny, just like at least like a little bit of a laugh. But you're just saying pop. You're just saying pop. That's the only thing that comes to your mind. What does that even mean? You can't replace. It's just a word. You can't replace like a natural, real reaction with the word pop. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. It's such a stupid fucking word. Wrestling lingo is so stupid. Like some of the shit that people do. Like, you're not fucking cool if you say pop. Like, oh yeah, I popped for that. Haha, pop. Shut the fuck up, dude. Just shut up. Alright. What's the next question to Doom?
New Japan wrestler Titan.
I'm annoyed.
His ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
Trunks to cheek ratio?
Yes.
If we're up to me, I don't really want to see anyone's ass hanging out of their trunks during a wrestling match. If you have tight gear, I don't know, it just makes, I don't want to say it makes me uncomfortable, but I think like Like if I see someone wrestling with really tight gear, I just get nervous that it's gonna rip, and I don't want to have to witness that.
I don't think anybody does.
Trunks to cheek ratio. Has tight gear or has ripped their pants?
Alright, so no cheek.
Yeah, no cheeks, just cover it up, man. There are kids here. No one needs to see that.
Alright. And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
You know what's funny about that is I actually got into a conversation with someone about Darby Allin at a supermarket the other day. It's crazy.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I had no idea where that question was going. I thought you were going to say, have you ever had a conversation with a stranger about wrestling in a supermarket? But no, Darby Allin, no, I've never had a conversation with someone about that.
And that is the correct answer.
That's the correct answer?
Yes.
That was like if I said I did. What hypothetically what happens when you actually meet the person who has talked about Darby Allin with a stranger in a supermarket?
Well,
and they're not lying about it.
It's the correct answer. And we have,
all right, fair enough.
We have
fair
had
enough.
people have had conversations with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin. It has become more common in the last year than it was last year, at least.
This is like a fad. Like people do this on the regular. Is what you're saying?
Well, I mean, it was a joke between me and my co-hosts, and then it just evolved into the point where all three of us actually went into supermarket and asked random strangers, "Do you know who Darby Allin is?"
Nice.
None of us were successful.
Damn.
At that point, we only had one guest that did have a conversation about Darby Allin in a supermarket, but it was kind of cheating because Darby was actually there with him.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, but there has been maybe 2, maybe 3 people. That have legitimately had conversations about Darby Allin in the supermarket.
Nice.
And that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure. It's been a really good time. You asked a lot of really good questions, and I appreciate that. This was certainly one of the more fun podcasts that I've been on.
Thank you so much for that. We try to keep it interesting for our guests on the show, for sure.
It was.
And
the actor question really had my brain racking.
Well, I mean, it is the question that broke my heart, so that's why it's lots of questions. Little trivia for you there. Once again, where can we find all things Dr. Cool, social media, and merchandise?
Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok are all at Dr. Cool Klang. That's Doctor as in DR, and not the full word Doctor. YouTube is Dr. Cool Jay Klang. Facebook, if you're into that, is Jake Lang, not Jay Klang. It's my legal birth name. My pro wrestling tees is pro wrestling tees Dr. Cool. Search up Dr. Cool. I've got 3 shirts on there now. Creative Pro Wrestling, December 8th, Thursday night, Lynbrook, New York. Bring 2 action figures boxed. Donate. That's how you get in. No tickets. I will be there. I will be wrestling.
Alright, and there's no need to go typing that into your Google machine. All of the links will be in the description of the video below, or on YouTube Castbox. Simply click the link. You will be in a new tab on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Buy a damn shirt.
Damn right. Thank you very much.
Yes. Of course, thank you for listening. of course, this was, if you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, or on YouTube and Castbox. Of course, this and all our interviews are sponsored by Rourke Energy and Fairlawn Coffee. Join us tomorrow as we interview Riley Rocket, and on the 28th, Alexander Crawley and Ray. And you can follow the show at Wrestling with E on Twitter for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. And on Instagram at Wrestling with E as well. You can follow me personally at JamesJ993. Or you can follow Scooter at Scooter Dust, and on the remix, the only live alternative commentary for WWE PLEs, the one coming up, Royal Rumble. And on the Smoking Dragons Twitch stream as well. Alright, Dr. Cool, when I say wrestling with, you say entertainment, okay?
Sounds good.
For our very special guest, Dr. Cool, Jay Klang, Kaliko Ya, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with
Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.